Peru for his statement. And I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Russian Federation.
Mr. President, thank you very much. We would like to thank you for organizing today's open debate and express our gratitude to the Secretary General as well as to the Executive Director of UN Women for their participation in our discussion. We'd like to express our gratitude also to Madam Randa Signora for your participation. Mr. President, in the report of the Secretary General, we have presented to us a fairly comprehensive and objective picture of the state of affairs regarding Resolution 1325 and the subsequent resolution aimed at protecting women in armed conflicts and enhancing their role in peace processes and taking full advantage of their potential. And here I would like to just make a system-wide comment. In the framework of examining the item of the Women, Peace, and Security agenda, the Security Council should focus specifically on issues directly related to establishing and maintaining international peace and security. We believe it is unjustified and harmful to try to use this agenda to promote in the Security Council human rights topics or gender issues, which traditionally are examined by other organs of our organization, and to wit, the General Assembly, the Peacebuilding Commission, the Human Rights Council, Commission on the Status of Women. We believe that this kind of approach only leads to unwarranted duplication in our work and an imbalance in terms of system-wide coordination, and ultimately it hinders the effective implementation of Resolution 1325. Mr. President, the Russian Federation has consistently supported all measures aimed at enhancing the influence of women in the prevention and resolution of conflicts. We are in favor of the active participation of women in peace negotiations and in electoral processes. The document that is the cornerstone in the context of post-conflict rebuilding is a convention on the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, which, together with the resolutions of the Security Council on the topic Women, Peace, and Security, establishes the necessary legal and political basis for effective cooperation. Now, at the same time, the traditional negotiating process that has proven that it is effective and is embraced by member states is quite relevant. It is founded on the purposes and principles of the UN Charter, and it remains as relevant as ever. Our goal is to create the conditions for the extensive involvement of women in this process. Now, taking into account the importance of this topic, we'd like to express our gratitude to the Secretary General for his proposals on organizing the work of the Secretary departments in the run-up to the 20th anniversary of the adoption of Resolution 1325. We believe that's quite useful in that upcoming period to conduct a sweeping review of the activity pertaining to the implementation of the Women, Peace, and Security agenda. At the same time, it's important to focus on assessing the effectiveness of the work of the various relevant departments of the Secretariat while strictly adhering to the principle of division of labor. In this connection, we look forward to information that contains an evaluation of the effectiveness of the gender equality program implemented by the UN Secretariat, also the expansion of the number of gender equality advisors in peacekeeping operations and in other country offices of the UN. We hope that as part of this review, proposals and assessments of member states will be taken into account, including of those states that are confronting armed conflict in terms of the practical implementation of Security Council resolutions in this area. We also want to say just a few words about the practice of developing regional and national strategies and also the establishment of national entities on implementation of this task. We are convinced that implementation of these measures should be based on the objective need and determined by the existence of an armed conflict or post-conflict resolution. We unfortunately cannot support a course of action of increasing the numbers of some sort of bureaucratic structures where there is no conflict or where there's no threat of harming the rights of women or committing crimes against them. You know, as I feel, this discussion is a clear demonstration of the significant progress achieved in creating equal opportunities for the active participation of women in the peace, security agenda and enhancing their role. We're ready to continue our cooperation and dialogue on this topic. Thank you. I thank the distinguished representative of the Russian